Hello everyone, welcome to my weekly Facebook Live a day earlier today. I normally go live on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, but today, because of a schedule conflict, I am going live on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So I hope you're finding me okay, and welcome. All right, I have a really cute project to share with you today, and we're going to use lots of new stuff on it too. So let me give you a little sneak peek of what we're making today. We are making this sweet little box. It holds two little tiny mini Ghiradelli squares, so we're going to make this little box. But before we get to that, just a couple of things I want to remind you guys of. Our May Paper Pumpkin subscription period is already up and ready to subscribe. This is going to be baseball themed. It's going to include lots of fun baseball themed and, you know, all-star kind of cards. And it sounds like it's going to be so much fun. You're going to get 9 cards and envelopes. It comes with bubble gum too, so I think that's kind of fun. But it's going to be so much fun. You're going to get an exclusive stamp set and Stampin' Spot, just like with any other paper pumpkin. But if you want to subscribe to this one, if you're a big baseball fan, or if you have lots of baseball fans in your life, this might be a great kit to get. I think this is going to be a great kit for kids too. So if you have some kids in your life that might need a summer activity, this is a great thing. Get them subscribed, you know, in May, and then continue through the summer. I think that would be a great little summer project for them. You need to subscribe to this by May 10th to get the kit. Now, April's Paper Pumpkin, the Stampin' Up has let us know that there's a billing delay. They're still waiting. There's been a shipping delay on some of the components. So it's going out a little bit later this month. They're hoping not too much later, but it is going out later. All right, guys, the annual catalog is here. I'm going to show some brand new products from in here on our project today, but I did want to let you guys know that I am getting catalogs ready to go out to my customers. If you're local in the Albuquerque area, I will be contacting you for probably like a porch drop-off, just to save on some postage. If you are not in the Albuquerque area, but you still would like a catalog, please let me know. This week I'm spending a lot of time getting them ready to go, and I'm hopefully going to get them all out by the beginning of next week. So if you want a catalog, let me know. Now, yours will not come spiral bound. I finally got this done. I do this with all of my catalogs every time, but you can take it to any office supply store and just ask them to spiral bound it. And I always get the front and back of mine laminate. Oh, I almost showed you guys the inside. I'm not allowed to do that. I always get the front of my back covers laminated. I just use my catalogs a lot just for reference and typing up PDFs and stuff, and so I need it to be super sturdy, but I don't know if that's necessary. The spiral binding alone is only a few dollars, so it's super worth it, especially if you're using it a lot, and then you can lay it completely flat. So just keep that in mind. If you want a catalog, let me know. If you don't already have a demonstrator that you're working with, I'd love to send you one. Okay guys, so today we are making this sweet little project. Now look at this DSP. I want to point out this DSP because it is amazing. This is some brand new DSP in our catalog, and I think this is probably the best package of DSP in the catalog. I'm going to go through the whole thing with you. This is called Pattern Party. I want to make sure I get that right. Pattern Party DSP. This is like a huge mega pack. You get 48 sheets of this, so this is like getting 4 packages of DSP all in one. There are 24 different patterns. There's 12 different sheets, and then you get then you get 4 of each sheet. I hope that makes sense. So 12 different sheets, 4 of each, you get 48 sheets total. It's an amazing pack. So let's go through it really quick, and then we'll go to our project. So the thing that I love most about this, you can see that one side is all super bright colors, and then the other side is all black and white prints, which is just phenomenal. Black and white prints are so beautiful. They're so classic. So we're just going to go through this real quick. This one, this gorgeous little flower pattern, some polka dots. Again, remember, you get 4 of each of these. I love this little like half circle kind of one. This one is gorgeous, fantastic. Now remember, with those black and white patterns, you can use your blends and color them. So we have this rainbow stripe, which is just beautiful, and some beautiful flowers on the back. And I've already colored a few of these flowers. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I just wanted to play with my new Stampin' Blends of the new in colors. So I was just coloring a few of them. So I just want to show you can take all these patterns, and you know, you can really customize them to whatever project you're needing them for. This is the paper we're using today. I love this rainbow stripe. And then the back again, classic black and white. This is my favorite pattern in the entire package. All these rainbow hearts, and then the back is also my favorite, just black and white stripe. This I love. We have some rainbow scallops, and then some black and white leaves. This one I think is so much fun. Just pink leopard print, and then some like sketchy lines, flirty flamingo stripes. Just so classic. Some little pinstripes here with the black and white pattern. Granny apple green, just a fun subtle floral pattern here. Black and white polka dots. Yeah, misty moonlight, just another fun floral pattern. This like kind of hash mark kind of one. I just love that. And just a couple more. We have a bumblebee floral, a buffalo check, a black and white buffalo check. Love this one. And then finally, this is the, I think this is pool party or soft succulent, I'm not sure, but I love these polka dots. And then the back is like this diamond pattern. So this DSP again is in the new catalog, but it is only available to purchase with Stampin' Rewards. So what does that mean? That means that Stampin' Rewards, you will start accumulating Stampin' Rewards when your order is over $150. And so let me get out a catalog I can show you. So in the back here, in all of our catalogs, even our mini catalogs, we have what is called Stampin' Rewards. Now you don't have to host a party, you don't have to do you know, an online thing, you don't have to do any kind of party. If your order is over $150, you're going to earn 10% in Stampin' Rewards, so that's $150. Now with the new catalog, you'll be able to purchase that paper with that 150, or with that those Stampin' Rewards, whatever percentage you fall into. Now, if you're saying, well, I don't normally place orders that large, so how do I get the paper? You can go in with a friend, maybe one or two friends, go in with a friend. You can put in a large order together, or I'd be happy to open a host code. You guys can just order on that host code. And then you guys just split the paper. Each paper, you get 4 different sheets of each paper. So even if you split it between 4 friends, you're all getting some of all of that paper. So just a really fun paper pack. You might want to start thinking about how you want to get it, because it is only earnable on those Stampin' Reward orders. Okay, so let's get to the project today. This is what we're making. Again, we're going to use some of that paper here. We're also using a couple new stamp sets. This new stamp set with this little flower is part of a bundle. This is the Flowers of Friendship bundle, and it comes with a punch, and the punch has the larger flower, the smaller flower, and then the 2 leaves, which is just super, super cute. And we're going to use this. I'm also using, for the greeting, I'm also using a new stamp set. This is Inspired Thoughts, and this has just great sentiments for just encouragement cards, some sympathy sentiments. So just a great stamp set. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with our box first, and for that I'm going to use a piece of crushed curry that is 7 3/4 by 3 1/4. So let me get out my Simply Scored. Now, I've made a ton of these, so I've actually marked up my Simply Scored where I need to score, but I'll go ahead and read off those measurements, and they will be in the video description as well. I ordered these markers on Etsy. The Simply Scored does come with little markers. These are the ones they come with. They're just gray. I had lost these for like 5 years. So I bought some on Etsy, and I actually love them because they're different colors. I can use them to mark different things, but the Simply Scored does come with markers, and then you can always find suppliers of other ones. All right, we're going to start on the short side, on the 3 1/4 inch side. We're going to score it at 3/4 and at 2 1/2. Okay, then we're going to turn it, and on the 7 3/4 inch side, we are going to score at 3 1/2 and at 4 1/4. Now we're going to score some kind of half lines. We're only going to score down to this score line right here. So we're going to do that at 1 1/2, just down to that score line. And then we're going to do that at 6 1/4, just down to that score line. Now I'm going to turn it around, and we're going to do the same thing on this side at 1 1/2 and at 6 1/4. So we're going to have score lines
that just are just on the edges there, and those are just going to mark our cut lines where we're going to cut, and then our center panels here do not have that score line in it. Okay. All right, that's all the scoring for our Simply Scored. I'm going to put that away, and I'm going to get out my bone folder. Or when you're making boxes, you always want to use your bone folder. It is your secret weapon to getting all those sharp corners. I'm not going to worry about these little half lines that we did. Those again are just cut lines, so we don't need to really worry about those. All right, I'm going to cut on the short sides. I'm going to cut down that score line that went all the way from the top to the bottom, and then I'm going to use these little half lines, and that's going to be where I just cut it off straight, just like that. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So we're just cutting off those corners, and we're just using those half score lines to mark where we're going to cut them. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. We're just cutting off those corners. So just take your time, cut nice and straight. You can use your paper cutter if you want to make sure your lines are nice and straight, or you can use some longer scissors, but this works perfectly. Okay, so now we have this little square in the middle, so we're just going to notch that in. So we're just going to go straight up that score line and then just notch in on the square. The little tabs are going to go on the inside, so nobody will ever see them. So if they're a little wonky looking, that's okay. Nobody will see them. You just want to make sure that these are cut nice and straight. Top and bottom, just make sure they're nice and straight. And then we'll just kind of hack those out, just like that. All right, so I'm going to lay this nice and flat so you can see what it's supposed to look like when you're done trimming. So we just use those little score lines as guides to cut, and then we just trimmed in that center one. All right, we're going to do a little bit of stamping on the front. So I have the little flower stamp. We're just going to stamp that on the front of our little box here. I'm going to just pull in some scrap paper, and I'm going to use my crushed curry ink, and I'm going to use that larger flower in that flowers, what is it called? Yeah, Flowers of Friendship. I just haven't learned all the names of these yet. And I'm just going to kind of stamp these just all over. I'm really just kind of focusing on this front panel here. If you wanted to do the whole thing, you could, but it's going to be on the back, and so I'm not worried too much. So I'm really just focusing on that panel. All right, I'm going to put my crushed curry one aside, and I'm going to clean this real quick before I forget about it, because we are going to use it in some memento in a minute, and so just want to make sure it's nice and clean. So just get your chamois out, and clean it on that. All right, we are ready to assemble. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal Plus. You can use tear tape or liquid glue for this. Putting a little bit of adhesive just on the outside of these tabs here. There we go. Then I'm going to flip it over, and then on the stamped side, on the inside tabs, I'm just going to put a line of adhesive, just like that. Okay? So on the inside panels here, and then on these little tabs here. So just going to fold that up, just line the cut end to the score line there. And, oh, you know what we need to do first? Oh, wait. Don't assemble yet, guys. We're gonna have to come back and fix this. Don't assemble yet. We forgot to punch our little tag topper. So we're gonna do that. I have the delightful tag topper here, and I'm gonna slide this in. It already has adhesive on it, so we're gonna try to be a little bit careful with it. Anyway, I'm gonna get it all the way up in the top up here. Just gonna try to line it up. Just make sure it's nice and even. And I'm gonna punch it. I'm gonna carefully pull that out. All right, so you see why we want to do this before we put it together. This side doesn't have adhesive, so it should be easier. Just slide it in there and punch it. There we go. There we go. Now we can adhere it all together. All right, I think I need to put a little bit more adhesive just on these little tabs here. All right. All right, so that back one, adhere it to the little tab. And then this front one, we'll just wrap around just like that. There we go, guys. See? Easy peasy. All right, now to fit inside, I have the little mini. These are smaller than the regular squares. These are the mini squares. So these just fit. You can fit 2 of them perfectly in this little box, just like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, we're gonna tie this up just so the candies don't escape. This is just the Pool Party sheer ribbon. And I'm just going to poke this through the top here, maybe. There we go. And I'm gonna get my scissors, cut off a little piece of that, and we're just gonna tie a bow right at the top. And then we can get to the rest of our decorating. So just tie a little bow. You can use any ribbon you have that, you know, coordinates. The beauty of this paper, this pattern party paper, is that so many colors coordinate with it. So I'm sure that you probably have ribbon that coordinates with it. So anyway, I love the sheerness of this one. So that's what we're doing. All right, so we want to trash out of the way. So that's basically our box. Now you could definitely leave it like this. This is super cute. So you could leave it like this, but we're gonna jazz it up just a little bit more. All right, let me put my scissors away. We don't need those. So I'm going to pull out some white scraps of white, and we're going to do some stamping. We're going to stamp our flowers. We're going to stamp both sizes. So I have the large one here, and then I have the smaller one, and I'm going to do them on opposite ends, because when we put them in the punch, where'd my punch go? Oh, there's my, here it is. When we put them in the punch, the leaves and the other flowers are pretty close together, and so you don't want to put them too close, because then the punch might nick some stuff out of them. All right, and I'm going to do 2 leaves on this one, and just going to do it like that. We're going to do some quick coloring with our Stampin' Blends. All right, let me move that out of the way. Bring in my flowers real quick. Now I'm using the new Pale Papaya Stampin' Blends, but I'm also bringing in some pumpkin pie, just to give it a little bit more richness. So with my pumpkin pie, I'm going to just go in the center of these flowers. I'm going to just turn my paper and just kind of color right in the center, the closest to the center. I want the darkest, so I'm going to use my dark pumpkin pie, and then I'm going to go in with my dark pale papaya. And I'm just going to blend out that edge just with small circular motions. And then we'll go in with the light pale papaya and just finish off the tip of that petal. So just go all the way around. Now this bigger flower is going to be on the bottom, so a lot of the center of this petals won't be seen. So my pumpkin pie, I tried to go up a little bit, at least halfway with the pumpkin pie, just to get that darker in there. And then the light pale papaya we'll just finish off on the top, and that will just give some nice shading. Okay, just circular motions over that wet line of where you just left off, and that will give seamless shading, just like that. Okay, and we're gonna go in with the dark again. We're gonna do the same thing to this smaller one, and just kind of do that. I like doing mixing other colors, so we're doing like a 3-color blend instead of a 2-color blend, and I think pumpkin pie really coordinates well with pale papaya. So remember, pale papaya is one of our new colors. So if you like this paper that we're using today, you're still not sure how you're going to get it because it's only available through Stampin' Rewards with that host benefits. I am doing a paper share, and that information is going to be out Thursday. I'm finishing getting all the details in. Hopefully by this afternoon I'll have that all finished, and then it'll be ready to go out on Thursday. So, and this will be included in the paper share, this paper. So if you want to sample it out before you commit to a really big order, or before you get friends in to help place that order, if you just want to get a sample of it, so use my paper share, and you're going to get 10 other DSPs that are in the annual catalog too. So it's going to be about 72 sheets of DSP. You get 60 through the 10 regular packs of DSP, and then this will be a bonus. It'll be an extra thank you gift that I'm throwing in for free. So an additional 12 pieces of that. All right, so for our leaves, I'm using Pool Party for our leaves because our ribbon was Pool Party, so I just want to make sure that we're color coordinating throughout. And so I'm using my dark Pool Party, doing about 3/4 of the leaf with the dark, and then I'm coming in with my light and just finishing off the little tips of the leaves there. And then I'm just going to go back in with my dark Pool Party and just kind of highlight that center area just to give it a little bit more depth. All right, that's all our colorings. Painless, it was pretty easy. All right, we're going to get our punch. We're going to do our punching. So this goes right in here. So you see, if I had punched my flower closer to my smaller flower closer to my larger flower, that leaf would have taken a nick right out of it. Now you can trim your paper, obviously, to fit in there so you're not punching out more of your paper, but I don't mind. All right, and we have 2 leaves going in. These are the larger leaves. You could do the smaller leaves as well, but I'm just going with the larger leaves here. Just punching that out. All right, so we have our 2 leaves, and then I'll get the rest of this out of the way. Okay, so let's get this put together. I'm gonna grab my bone folder, and I'm just gonna give my leaves just a real quick curl. That's just gonna give our flower a little bit more dimension. I said leaves, like I meant petals. You guys knew what I meant. All right, so we have our kind of cupped petals. We're going to use some Tombow glue. I'm just going to stick a little bit on the larger flower. I'm going to stick this one, just kind of turn them so the petals are going different directions. And then to finish off the center of that flower, I have another new accessory. There are genial gems. And I believe this is soft succulent and then the pale papaya, so really, really pretty colors. These are sparkly. There's some like glitter in them. They are just gorgeous. I love them. Okay, so we have our little flower, we have our leaves, we have our DSP ready to go around our box, but we are going to stamp one more thing because we need to die cut it. We're going to do our greeting on here. Remember, that was from our Inspired Thoughts stamp set. This is a new one coming. There is a die set that goes with this. I didn't get the bundle on this, but there are some dies. There's some fun tree dies that go with it, I think. All right, you make a difference every day. I think that greeting is really fun. And I'm stamping it more toward the right because we're going to die cut it with this gorgeous scalloped rectangle here. Okay, my ink pads are all coming apart. Okay, let's get the die out. This is from the Scallop Contours dies. These are the dies we used last week to make that little pansy box. And I'm going to use the smallest of those dies. It has a little eyelet border, and we're just going to die cut that. Okay, so let me grab my mini cut and emboss machine, my plates. The mini machine is, again, it's one of my favorites. I use it all the time. It's so handy to just have on my desk. I can just pull it out when I need it. All right, now I'm going to run the rectangle through at an angle just to help it cut a little better. When you run it through at an angle, it just cuts down on all the, I should be using Post-it tape, it's making me nervous. It just makes it easier to go through. When you run it through at an angle, it's a much easier little roll there. Okay, move this out of the way. And okay, I hope I got this straight. We'll see. Look at how beautiful that die cut. All those little eyelet borders, those polka dots just came right out. It is beautiful. Okay, we are ready to assemble. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of my flower here. It's all dry now. Just a little dimensional on the back of the flower. Just this goes right on that left side of the greeting. Isn't that cute? And for our leaves, I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow glue. You could use glue dots, but I'm just going to put a little bit just on the tips of those leaves, and I'm just going to kind of tuck them in. One there and one on the other side. Okay, so just tucking them in just like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, we're gonna let those leaves dry while we finish up our little wrap. So this is that DSP from that pattern Party Dsp. Remember, you can get this in my paper share, or you can get it May 4th with a order that is at least 150, so you can use your Stampin' Rewards to get it. I just put a brand new seal in my holder, and it keeps wanting to roll back, so. But I think it's user error. It's definitely user error. Okay, so I put some adhesive on the back of that, and I'm starting on the back with my rainbow border, and I'm just going to wrap this around my box. I'm using a nice strong adhesive so I don't have to worry about it coming apart. Use tear tape or liquid glue 2, and this will just line up in the back just like that. Isn't that cute? Beautiful. I love this sweet little box. All right, now for our little label here, I'm just going to stick my dimensionals onto my box because this will hang over quite a bit, and so I want to make sure that my dimensionals are all secured on my box, and this will just go right on there. And there you have it. It has the little tiny mini Ghiradellis inside. Fits 2 of them perfectly. And there you have it. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that cute? I love it. All right, if you guys need to order any supplies, please head to my online store. If you loved all of this new stuff and you want to get your hands on it right now, you can join my team and add this stuff in your starter kit. When you purchase a starter kit, it's $99. You get to choose 125 in product, and you can add this new stuff in there, including the new DSP, that pattern Party Dsp. So keep that in mind if you really want this stuff now. Otherwise, watch for my paper share information coming out on Thursday. This will all be on my blog on tomorrow with measurements and more pictures if you have any questions. If not, please shop my online store. Use this host code. The clearance rack was updated today. There are lots of great deals, including all the other amazing deals from the last chance list. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you guys so much for joining me a day early, and I will see you next week again on Wednesday this time at 3 o'clock Mountain Time. So thanks a lot, guys. Bye.